It should go. And we are live. Hey, everybody, welcome to our Saturday morning training. I know we got a lot of new coaches that have come on board, a lot of new people that are really going through the ranks. I want to give a shout out to Tom Washington out there. And did I say Philly? Close to Philly anyway. We got you this weekend. So anyway, I want to cover. We have a lot of subjects that I want to cover today, and Mark's going to cover some really good topics about ownership and about building a business and just taking control of what we're going to do about this business. But what we're going to do is we're going to tag team it. We're actually going to do one at a time, sit down and come up, because we want you to engage and we want you to participate in this, because a lot of people have a hard time connecting with people or talking to people. And I think that's probably the biggest obstacle when it comes to network marketing, and having that fear factor, or also because you haven't talked to somebody in so long, you kind of get intimidated or scared because you become rusty. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to hone in on your skills. This is a people business. You definitely got to know it's a people business, and if you're afraid to talk to people, then you need to get out of the business. Not for you, post office, operator. Just kidding. But you know what I mean? You have to really engage in it. You got to love what you do. First of all, you got to have a passion for it. You got to have to just connect. And don't be afraid to connect. What's the worst that can happen, guys? They say no. Who cares? You know what I mean? Really, this is training. This is like, let's dig deep into this training today, okay? Let's really talk about the struggles you have as far as talking with people. I have people on my team that haven't signed people up in a year, and I have people that are signing up 5, 6, 7 coaches a month. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? And we can get into that in a little bit here.
Right. And you know what? The great thing about this opportunity is when you first come in, you have an abundance amount of people to talk to. And, you get all these no's, and some people get discouraged and they go away, but some people have success. Remember, I always talk about in life, things happen to you, and you lose credibility sometimes. If you're broke and you're trying to get somebody who is pretty well off to become part of your organization and look at you, they're not going to join you because of the decisions that you've made in the past. So how do you fix that? What that means is you stay engaged for the next 6 to 8 to a year, hanging out with successful people. You start turning your life around. I mean, you might have done stuff in the past where you didn't pay, you borrowed money, you didn't pay somebody back. There's a lot of drama that happens in life. So you have to change that so that you can go out there and talk to people. And when we start talking, this is the biggest obstacle that I really want to talk about, because a lot of times, we drill down into MDOT and see what has gone on over the past couple of months. And if you look, I know it's hard seeing these, but we got 49,000 leads in MDOT with everybody that has accounts. 3,119 of those are hot. And I can see all this information. That's 6.35% that are hot. You got 8,742 that are warm. That's 17%. Think about that. Imagine growing your organization at 25%. So the more people that you have on this in your organization, the more you're going to get. So overall, you got almost 25% that are warm and hot, and these people are ready to buy or ready to become customers or becoming a coach. Here's what the system won't do. It won't sign them up for you. People are sitting there and just saying, well, I just let it go so they can sign up. You'll get lucky and get one in a great while. You see the percentages, 6%. You got to talk to people. This is a people business. This is about taking ownership. And I know, Eddie just brought up a really good point. He has those leads that are sitting there. Some of them answer and some of them don't. But at least he has somebody to talk to. Right now, many of you are struggling. You're thinking, who do I talk to? You're afraid to talk to somebody. So that's why I wanted Mark to come up here, because Mark can talk to anybody. I'm telling you, they even tell me to shut up, but he still talks to people. So I wanted Mark to be up here because he's the walking billboard of that, and he can talk to anybody. But some people say, well, I can't be like Mark. Well, that's why we have totally different personalities. I think, we make a good example of how to recruit, because I don't speak that much. Mark speaks a lot, so you can find somewhere in the middle that might work for you. So
It was hard for me to be quiet just now. No, seriously, guys. Here, if I could just play the devil's advocate here. The only problem with this here, guys, is that you're waiting for it to happen for you. And it's like I had, even before this, we had another system we were doing. And people were waiting. I'm just going to talk about my team, okay? Because I don't know what's going on in your teams. But in my team, well, I'm going to wait until that comes out. I'm going to wait until the leads start getting hot. I'm going to wait until I get, well, what are you waiting for? That's the thing. Let's talk about that a minute. You guys have a mouth. You're in the people business. You have $1 billion company in your pocket. You're walking the talk. You're doing the deal, but you're afraid to tell people about it. What is the problem? I mean, why? I'm not talking, but just what deep down in you is so afraid to talk about this? You need to not wait for this. This is great. This will come as it comes around and into fruition. Everything's going to work out. But in the meantime, what are you doing? I had coaches 6 months, didn't sign anybody. Well, I'm waiting for this to take off. Well, I'm waiting for it. I'm not waiting. Here's what I'm doing. I'm not waiting. Every day I go to work, I'm at the MGM Grand, wherever you're at in your day, in your fitness training center, at work, at the sports club, at the Air Force Base, right? At lunch, whatever you guys do, okay? Henderson, you're around people. Tell the people what you're doing. Just put it out. Don't throw up on them. Just a little bit. Hey, man, I worked out today. I'm sore. So I was running late today. I did everything today, man. I am sore. I took my Shakeology. I'm full. I did my after workout, my pre-workout. I wiped my cart. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, I get it done. You got to get it done. You got to get up every morning and love it. I'll never forget the quote from Trump. We were at it. I was in another company. He was sitting there and saying, you got to love what you do. You got to have that passion. You got to go out there and connect with people every day, good, bad, or ugly. It doesn't matter. Not everybody is going to love what you do. Not everybody is going to jump on board. Not everybody. It takes 7, 8, 9 times to talk to somebody before you sign them up. My people that I'm signing up today, I got 2 coming in today. I talked to 3 months ago. You got to keep that funnel filled. Just put it out there. Put it out there. Once you put it out there, people are going to start watching you. That's the beginning of the whole thing. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
They're going to start watching what you do. And so, like, I go to the limo drivers. This is my little niche, if you will. The limo drivers, they just sit there in the parking lot waiting for me to load them at work. I'm the doorman, MGM. I load them. Well, sometimes it could be 5 or 6 hours. And then I get them a ride, and what do they make out of that? $10? I mean, really? So here's your audience. For me, that was my audience. Hey guys, I'm talking to one limo driver signing up today. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Check out my video. You guys have all these tools in the back office that you're not using. Number 1, let the third-party tool talk to you and then just follow up. Third-party tool talk to you. So that's great for people that are kind of afraid to talk to people. Use the tool. What better tool than a Carl Deichler opportunity video or one of the videos we put together here to explain the business, especially brand new people. They're timid. They're not sure of themselves. They're unconfident. But you could say, go to my website. Can you text the video? I'm texting people videos all day long. Watch this while you sit in your car for 7 minutes, and I'll come back and let's chat. Okay? Some say no. Some say maybe. Some say whatever. Some tell me to go away. Whatever. Okay? But all I need is a couple. All you need is 2 or 3 a month to hit Success Club. Okay? Success Club. There's your goal. You don't do busy work. Can I go on a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Busy work. Productive work. What are you doing today? If you're spending, the thing is, spend 95% of your day doing the 5 things that matter the most. Don't do busy work. Busy work is, I'm going to go talk to people. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go. How productive is that? If after a month, 2 or 3, it's not working, then you got to tweak that. You got to change that. Okay?
We had that conversation, remember?
Absolutely.
And you talk about how you narrowed it in.
Exactly. As far as what?
Like we're talking about busy work, and now you're narrowed it in.
Yeah, it's busy work. He was mad at me, man. He goes, man, you're going all around town and you're that kind of thing. Yeah, you're talking about, you're meeting people for lunch, you're going over here, you're driving all the way across town to do three-way calls or three-way meetings or whatever. And I was running myself ragged, seriously. I really was, because I'm into it and I'll do it. But if I feel like it's not working, and it took me a year to figure it out, it took me a year and a half maybe to figure it out, he's like, call me, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm like, so I stopped. I stopped being available for everybody, because I can't be. You can't be all things for all people. Is that fair to say? So you have to pick your leaders. You got to pick the people in your team that are going to be productive, and you got to work with them if they want to work with you. Does that make sense? If they're not working with you, fine. Let them go do their thing. It's okay. You know? Yes, sir.
Question I have for that. But in order to find those people, you have to do initially what you said before. You've got to talk to a massive amount of people, right, so that you can weed other people out.
Absolutely. And that's what Mark's, remember, Mark's already been in this game for years, right? For a brand new person, that's totally different. Right. For a brand new person, you dig in, you drive, and you talk to everybody, because you're starting to put yourself in the game. So what we're talking about is Mark is like, he's already built a team. Now he has to focus on that team. And again, most people don't get to where we're at and have a team. So that's why it's so important to gain that experience of what you've done, so that you can tell other people how to do it.
So for instance, okay, everybody sees Pete, 50 Star Diamond, Millionaire Club, living the dream, retired, you know his story, okay? Great lifestyle. Okay, so the problem is, I think people are waiting for Pete to do it all for them. They're waiting for me to do it all for them. And we had to step back, and I'm just talking for me. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I had to step back and say, guys, at the very beginning, if you knew me 6 years ago in this business, when I first got started 5.5 years ago as a coach, I was relentless. And I think what happens is, fast forward 5 years, people see me, you know, kind of relaxed and doing okay and blah, 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 and had a little success in this business. And it's like, they want that, but they don't see or want to do what you had to do at the very beginning. Does that make sense? Dude, forget hanging out, forget going to, I would love my coaches to say, I can't see you today, I'm busy. Oh my God, that would make me so excited. You got to go out every day. When I first got in this business, I was signing up people on napkins at Starbucks in line. I was so passionate about it. They were like, I don't know if they just did it to get rid of me or they did it because they really wanted it, but I threw it all up in the air and I saw what stuck and I worked with that. Does that make sense? That's what you guys got to do. You guys got to quit relying on everybody to do everything for you. You got to quit relying on the system to do it all for you, because at the end of the day, you got to be in phase one. You got to go out there and connect with people all day long. This is your business, guys. This is your business. What are you going to do with it? At the end of the day, when you're laying in bed, did you say to yourself, I did busy work or I did productive work? Am I on track to hit Success Club? Am I on track to help change 2 or 3 lives today? What did I do? Or did I just go to lunch? Carl and I, we have this conversation all the time. Carl likes to talk more than me. So what I did, and I'm not bashing, just so you know, I'm just making a point. Carl will talk. I mean, talk. What Carl struggles with, is closing. Okay? He'll just keep talking, but he'll be afraid, and I think there's a little lack of confidence in saying Shakeology costs $129. Okay? But what he's not connecting is that $129 will change your life, as it did all of us here in this room. Okay? So you need to understand, people will get sick and pay $100 and $200 and $300 for 1 pill a month, because we didn't go out there and tell them about a shake that costs a few bucks a day. Okay? So what Carl needs to do is instead of talking, which he's cool at, he's the man. Happy birthday, 70 the other day. Close them. Let me get you started. Can I get you started? Can I get a bag of this Shakeology in your hands today? Why are we afraid to say that? If you guys are struggling in your business, don't look at us hanging out, doing our thing. I'm still working, just so you know. You see me up here, driving a nice car and hanging out. I'm working this stuff all day long, okay? You got to be in that phase one all day long. Don't just talk to one person today. It'll take a long time. Put it out there, 5, 6 people. Is it really hard to talk to 5 or 6 people? And not, or I'm going to wait for this to happen. Well, what if this doesn't happen? Let's just say, right? Okay, then tweak it. If something in your business isn't working today, tweak it. Change it a little bit. Just change it. It's amazing what I've done in the last few months. I've changed my whole outlook on this business and what I've done. So I've taken my team, I've got my leaders, I'm focusing on my leaders, I'm working with them day in and day out. We talk constantly. I concentrate on one girl, she hit diamond last week, Andrea Montgomery, shout out to Andrea. She hit diamond last week. She actually got into the Shine the Diamond thing with Christy Curtis and actually won the pot. She won like $450. So how excited is she? You know what I mean? So now she's, boom, she is just hosting a Super Saturday on the 9th of January. She marked it out of my way. That's because I focused on her and I worked with her day in and day out. That's what you guys got to do. Pick your leaders, work with them. Okay?
That's a good lead. That's a good leading one. You brought up a really good point with Carl about maybe not being able to close people. So this is what the point of this training was going to be about. This is the most powerful tool in the world. It's your telephone. Because you can send videos like Mark said, you can text, you can do anything to grow your business. So what are you doing to make that initial contact? Here's what you need to do. And this is the first thing you need to do when you make that first phone call. Have you ever thought about having a home-based business? Because that initial response is going to allow you to break away any objections, because they're going to say, was it one of them pyramid things? Or because you want to get that right off the bat. Have you ever done a home-based business? Then you say, these are the benefits of a home-based business: taxes and being able to be your own boss, time, freedom, all that stuff. So when you are making that initial contact, so Carl, when you say that, have you ever owned a business? Now they know there's going to be some fees associated with making, being involved in this opportunity. Because when you just talk about health, which is great, don't get me wrong, but they think that you're a trainer. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a trainer. I want to be a money-making machine trainer, so to speak. You know what I mean? So when you approach it in that perspective, they already know. But I'm telling you, the phone is the most powerful thing, especially if you're afraid to talk to people. Because if you're sitting there face to face with somebody, it can be a little bit intimidating. But when you're on the phone, there's nothing there. So if they hang up on you, who cares? I said that on the call. I went through this perfect situation with this guy. He was out of Chicago. I was on there for like 15 minutes. I thought I got rapport. I was ready to close the deal. Then I asked him, what do you do? I mean, that was like a kiss of death. Boom, he hung up on me. Well, you know what? I should have brought that question out sooner, because I wasted 15 minutes. So again, this is about you going right for the close. I mean, if you got to think about it like this. If you had no money, you had no house, you had no car, but you had to feed yourself, but you had to go sell, could you do it? Then that's how you got to look at it. So what Mark is saying is about you laser focus yourself, your team, your people that you brought in, because remember, they look at you as the leader, not Mark. You're their leader. Now you focus on yourself by best practices. We always talk about practice, drill, rehearse. So again, first thing, everybody online, find out if they've ever done a home-based business, or if they knew anybody who had a home-based business. Because here's another thing. I'm going to use Tom as a perfect example. Tom was signed by someone who signed up someone who signed up somebody. He was 3 levels away from me, right? And he reached out to Sue, and then I got on the phone with him because we wanted to talk. And I asked him about his, his vision and what he wanted to do, because he was already has done network marketing before. And when you have somebody like that who's already an entrepreneur who loves and has passion, that's a great conversation to have, because to find somebody like that, that's incredible. So again, what you're doing is you're trying to find those people by asking those questions. And now, and so when I tell them about your passion about network marketing, let me tell you why we're the best at this. Now you can go into the customer acquisition program, the advertising, the branding. All that information to somebody who has done a home-based business before is going to see that, because of the fact that we're taking this to a whole other direction. And it's like you guys, when Eric called me, he wanted to know what we had for our team. And we had a really high-level conversation, because he already knew what he wanted and what he was looking for. So now what you have to do is ask those questions when you're on that telephone, because we didn't know each other. He called me and we talked, and then we follow up again, and then we talked, and then he said, okay, I'm ready to go. But again, if I wouldn't have picked up the phone, or I'd have been nervous or not talking about the business, because if we would have just talked about fitness, would you have signed up? What are you looking for?
Business, building a business.
See, you see what I mean? So again, and then there's some people that just want the fitness, so you can take it in that direction and you keep it like that. All right?
Yeah, that's it. That's a cool segue into what I kind of wanted to talk about. All these things are cool, guys. The training, the websites, the Shakeology website, the Ultimate Reset website, your own personal websites, whatever you guys got going on. But how are you connecting that to your business? How are you connecting all these tools to your business? Great point. Think about that, guys. If you're out there just talking about it all day long, or you're a fitness trainer, like Mel here, she's a fitness trainer. How is she connecting that to her Beachbody business? You're in the Air Force, and you guys are in great shape. Role model couple right here. How are you connecting that to your business? 70 years old, Carl Bracken's at the gym all day long. Could talk about Shakeology like nobody's business, but how are you connecting that to your business? Okay? That's the thing you guys got to work on day in and day out. Where's that connect? Because I think there's a lot of disconnect going on too, in some ways. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of tools, and I think there's even more tools than you even know about. What I did, I think the best thing that ever happened, guys, was when Pete said we're not going to have the meetings anymore, because you either sink or swim at that point. Okay, so I'm serious, because people were relying on the meetings every Thursday. It's not a Thursday night thing, guys. It's a day thing. It's a day-to-day thing. This is your business. Is McDonald's open every Thursday at 7? Oh, nobody came today. Let's shut the door. See you next week. Oh, next week he didn't come. Let's shut the door. Oh, this goes on and on and on. Okay, so we had to step up to the plate and go, okay, we're not having the meetings anymore. What are we going to do? What is everybody doing? So I started checking out other coaches around the country and top leaders, and I'm like, all right, what are they doing? I just did it. So now I have a Zoom call. I'm doing an opportunity Zoom call. I'm getting my people connected back all over the country. What are you doing for your team? What are you doing you're the leader. You're the business owner. You're the business owner. You're the president.
Well, how much did your Zoom cost you?
Nothing. Good. Zero. Or you can pay $9.99 if you want to have more than 25 people on the call. That's it.
It's a great tool.
It's a great tool, and I'm at my house. I don't have to come here and worry about who's coming or not. Number two is I'm connecting with my coaches, because now I had to, Pete was like, when he did that, it was almost like, boom, get out of the house, right? So when you kick your kid out of the house, your kid's either going to sink or swim. Hopefully they swim, okay? So that's kind of like what I looked at 5 years into this business. Okay, I want to take it to the next level. I was kind of comfortable. Anybody there? I was feeling a little comfortable. We were hanging out. We were doing our thing. But I'm not a 15-star diamond. I'm not a millionaire yet. That's where I want to be. I want the black, more than the money, I want that black tag on my back that says millionaire. That's what I'm all about, right there, right there. If you know how to get that, I ain't going to get it hanging out with Pete, just hanging out, driving around, what music you want to play today, where you want to go to lunch. No, man, I got time no more, right? I was talked to Pete in 2 weeks. I'm busy. But you know what happened in the last few months? No disrespect, don't get me wrong, we're still great, whatever, you know what I mean? Right? So I mean, but my point is, since that has happened, my volume went up 5,000 points. My check went up $300 a week. I broke a diamond. Dan Roush is gonna go 1-star diamond in 2 weeks. He broke a diamond, he's breaking a diamond down in Atlanta, Mark Lusk. The team is exploding because he kicked me out of the roost. The new, what do you call it, nest? You know what I mean? Right, guys? That's what you guys gotta do. I don't look at my, income at MGM or I don't have to do this. But I look at that as I don't have it because I'm 30-year dormant. I don't want to do that no more. I've mentally checked out. I told you that before. So what are you guys doing today to duplicate your income so that you could walk away from your job? Oh my God, I wish I was your age right now. I swear to God, it would just be amazing. So you got to look at it as you don't have what you got going on. I don't have my clients anymore. I don't have my customers anymore. I don't have my job anymore. I get up every morning like I don't have my job anymore. And this is it. Beachbody is where I'm going to be. So what am I going to do today? So it kind of chills me a little bit. It's like, I got to get busy. I have to get busy. I'm on the phone every morning with my coaches, my customers. I'm sending out stuff. I'm doing little Zoom calls.
Hey, Mark, great points, but how many companies have you done before?
3.
How much money did you make doing those companies?
None.
And think about this. So then you got other people that leave your team to go try something else.
Oh.
And then they fall flat. So what do? When you kick somebody out, you don't lose that relationship because you know they're going to come back. Because if they can't build this, they can't build anything. So you make sure that you don't unfriend people, you don't kick them to the curb or whatever. You still say, you know what? You bless them and release them, but then you still think, you know what? Why did you join Beachbody? Because what other company out there gives you customers? What other company out there, advertises? That has to be ingrained. That's your go-to material when you're talking to people. If you're not using that, you're missing out. Those are great points that Mark just brought up.
Right. And if you're doing this for a hobby, that's great. If you're doing it just to stay in shape, that's great. But if you're doing it to really build a business, those are the people that I want to work with. Those are the people that I can help. I feel that that's my niche in a way. I'm not disregarding anybody else that's doing any of the other that I just mentioned. But my niche is, I don't want to go to your house and work out with you. You can push play and do that.
Another thing, Mark, are you a part of a power leg?
No.
Okay. And the reason why I bring that out is if you are fortunate enough to be a part of a power leg that's growing, that's great. But if you're not, about 60 or 70% of the people that are on the wall are an inside leg built it themselves. And that's why Mark has taken the initiative to say, you know what, I have to do this because he's not on a power leg. And how many of you are on a power leg? Raise your hand. Okay. So that just goes 50-50 when it comes to how to build your business. So if you are in a power leg, if people are helping you to get the spillage, that is great. But if you're not, people are still tearing this up if they're doing it by themselves.
I feel like if you're on a power leg anymore, it's like a disadvantage because you have all this volume flowing down you and you think you're good. Oh yeah, I see it on the wall. I have 250,000 volume points. That ain't all you. You know what I'm saying? That was many people above you putting that stuff in. I'm on an inside leg. It's Mark Canella's island. That's where it starts, right there. Okay? I didn't even know that until 3 years into it, nor did I care because I knew what I could do in this business because I'm going to take what I learned from the other company and bring it here. And this was the vehicle that actually took off for me. And by the way, guys, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I'm not the slowest, I'm not the fastest learner, but once I get it. And it's just, boom, it goes. So the thing is, guys, you just got to tweak your business. You got to learn who the people in your business are that want to work with you and you want to work with them that can help you get to where you want to be. Again, I'm only a 5-star diamond. I want to be a 15-star diamond. I want to be a millionaire in this company. That's where I personally want to be. Now, maybe that's not your goal here. That's okay. Does that make sense to you guys? So then you don't hit it as hard. You do what you got to do if you want to make $500 a week, you want to make $200 a week, you want to make your, whatever. It's fine. I want to make 30, 40, 50,000 a week. That's why I think I'm young enough. I'm 53. I have a few years of really, boom, I can make that happen. And I'm gonna make that happen because I'm following the people that are making that happen. So I'm just doing what they're doing. Again, it's not busy work, it's productive work, okay? And you gotta surround yourself with the people who have the goals that you want.
You can answer this question. How many people do you see on the 5-star wall that have become in the Millionaires Club over the past 2 years?
A lot.
And over half.
Yeah, I mean, every other week there's somebody new coming on.
So when somebody says, hey, you got in early or you did this, the new people are the ones, remember, this business model now is so much better than what we had. You had to sign up 8 people to make $25. 8 people, no upfront money. And we built a huge organization like that. Why? Because we just told people our vision. Eddie, remember that? 8 people, and it was $25, and it was like, wow. And then what happens is, then to keep those people to do the same thing, to duplicate, for them to make money, that was hard. Think about it. You got upfront money with Shakeology, you got bonuses, you got all the new programs. We didn't even have Shakeology. We had pills. Think about it. And those pills weren't easy to drink either, believe me. So again, there should be no excuses. And Mark's bringing up some valid points and the reason why I was asking him about how many companies that he has done, because when you look at Mark, he is like the poster child for network marketing, because if people look at him on stage as success because of how he conducts himself and how he pushes himself. So if he had a hard time in other companies, just like 95%, like me, I didn't make any money in 2 other companies, to be able to build this to where it's at, it's just mind-boggling. So when we're trying to, not to give you tough love or come down, we're just trying to tell you that everybody has struggled over time. So you have to overcome obstacles to get to where you're going to be. And maybe you're not growing as fast as you are. And maybe somebody who signed you up is gone. They're not even in business anymore. But who cares? Because you know what? This business is all about you.
You got to be in phase 1. Here's what somebody told me, and I never understood this, and you probably heard me say this before. In my last company, I would sit there in a meeting. I would be there alone. So like you guys are like, oh, I don't want to come to the meeting. I don't have anybody. That's bad on you, man. Because in my last company, it was 2 to 3 hour meetings on a Tuesday night and a Thursday night in a suit, right? But you know why I went there? And I went there and I tried to get people, and it was $500 to sign up. I hardly got anybody in that.
That's Vinny. Vinny
was part of that. But I hardly got anybody. But you know what? I went there, and my upline made me feel like so special. Man, you get shot, man. I'd walk in and he'd do this thing. You know what I mean? So I felt good.
I know you ate that up.
I ate that up. I couldn't wait to go there the next day. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it finally clicked in. Mark, you ain't making no money, you stupid. You ain't making when you go in there and get your ego stroke. Seriously. And I think I was.
After 3 years?
After 3 years. But you guess what? It made me go to the meeting and I learned a whole bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? I learned a whole bunch of stuff that I brought to this business. And this happened to be the vehicle that worked for me. It happened to be my wheel. And I took what I learned in the past couple companies and I brought it here. So my moral of the story is, even if you're coming and nobody's with you, I was learning from a millionaire on the stage. Think about this. The guy that was teaching me was from Korea. He had to come at 19 years old to America to learn English, to become a millionaire, to go on stage and teach a guy that I was born in America how to be successful. How's that work? But here we have all this success around us and nobody cares. You guys got to take advantage of that. I'm telling you, the secret sauce that I had was I listened and I put myself in the middle of millionaires because I'm not a college guy. I graduated 3rd from the bottom of my school. Proud. But you know what I'm saying? When I came to Vegas, I had to surround myself with people that were making it happen. And that's what I did. And I started learning. You know what I mean? I had a detail business and I would go to millionaires' homes and I'd have them come out and tell me their story. It's exactly what I did. I would wash their car. I'd take my time and they would tell me their story. Go to the next week. I'd do it. So now I got this little entrepreneur spirit going. I'm like, man, I'm in a town of Vegas. I'm a young kid. I'm energetic. I could do this. So now let me just find my vehicle. So now I found my vehicle. Okay. So now that you have a vehicle in Beachbody, okay, let's get back to this a minute. You have all this stuff in your back office. Can I give some suggestions today, or maybe that can help you grow your business? Because we all are here to grow your business, right?
Right.
Go to your back office today. Do you know what's in your back office? I bet you don't. Because you know what? 5 years into this, I didn't. I'm being honest. There was a wake-up call at Summit last year. And this is why it's important to go to Summit. Someone got up and said, do you know how powerful, when is it? No, I forget who it was. They said, when was the last time you went to your Shakeology website? You know what my answer was? 3 years ago. Do you know how powerful that Shakeology website is? And she went on about it for a few minutes. So I went home and I checked it out. I'm like, wow. Here, I'm trying to explain it to people. I can just say, go to Mark Pinella, Shakeology, whatever site it is. You know what I mean? Right? myshakeology.com/Mark C. So, you know what I'm saying? I hardly go to it. Ultimate Reset. We boast about it all the time. Oh my God, it's the best. How many people send your people there? Never. Duh. And now you wonder why your business isn't growing. You got a brand new coach. You signed up today. Is he going to explain Ultimate Reset to somebody? No. But he can go to myultimatereset.com/newbie. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to use that stuff. Guess what I did? Coach Basics. I put together a Coach Basics team. Guess what happened? Andrea Montgomery become Diamond. Go figure. How many people did a Coach Basics thing? Whether you like it or not, it works. I reached out to 10 of the top coaches around the country. They're all doing Coach Basics. It's amazing. It works. Okay? Try it. Even if you screw it up, even if people fall out, it works. It works. It holds people accountable. That tracker sheet, oh my God, the best. Even if you just use that. You know what I'm saying? Here's another thing, guys. Who hit Success Club last month? Awesome. For the ones who didn't, if you want your business to grow, you need to hit Success Club every month. Forget the busy work. Do the productive work. If today you're doing busy work and it's not working, you got to scratch that off your calendar. Get up every morning and have your goals. How many people am I going to talk to today? You don't have to do this business 24/7, but find a niche in your day, what works for you in your schedule, and do that, okay? I know a lot of coaches that are super busy, okay? But still, they get up every morning, they have a goal, they put it on their calendar. I'm a visual guy. I have a board on my, does anybody have a whiteboard, dream board, whatever? I have a dream board, okay? So I put that on there. I have my diamonds for 10-star already mapped out. My goal is to qualify 8-star by the end of the first quarter. That's my goal. That's where I'm going right now, okay? So I got it all mapped out, and not just looking at it and going, oh my God, would that be cool? I'm on the phone. I'm busy. I'm busy. My wife made a comment today. Can you help? I can't do it right now. She goes, of course. So I'm like, okay, of course. What does that mean? But I'm building the business. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's cool. I'm just making it work. You know what I mean? I'm busy. I'm focused. If you're not hitting Success Club every month, you are not growing your business. You follow me, guys? You're not growing your business. You can tell me actions speak louder than words. You can tell me what you're doing all day long. I see it. Duh. When's the last time you signed up a coach? I see it. Well, I'm going to talk to. Go ahead. Well, what are you going to do with that? Use your group. I got a doctor in my group. I got a surgeon in my group. I got a retired gentleman, a couple of retired gentlemen in my group that don't like the unemployment system, or not unemployment, but what do you call it? Retirement, Social Security. They're not happy with that. So if I get a guy that's right into that circle, I'm going to set him up with Lenny or Carl. I have a surgeon in my group. I have all kinds of people. I have a trainer. I have tons of trainers in my group. I have mommies in my group. I have businessmen in my group. So if I have somebody like that, I'm going to connect them with that. What are you doing? Guys, Success Club every month. Here's another thing. When somebody hits diamond, can I go on just for Okay. When people hit, okay. This is very important. Think about this, guys. When people hit diamond, what happens? A lot of times they take the gas off, right or wrong. I see that. I hit diamond, yay! Okay, next week they're down to ruby because the one guy fell out. You guys see that in your groups? Okay? Here's the thing. 2-star diamond is where you want to be. Mel's halfway there. 1-star diamond last week. Let's give it up for Mel. She ain't quitting. She wants 2. 2 right here. I got 5 on my jack. I ain't happy with that. I wore that 5 pin so much I took it off. It was like the diamond fell off. You know what I mean? So you know what? I want 15. So the thing is, guys, you got to concentrate on 2-star diamond. 2-star diamond. Guess what? You don't even talk about diamond anymore. Talk about 2-star diamond. You know why? Let me tell you why. Because if they know that 2-star is the point where they got to be, then they won't stop at diamond. You follow me? Guess what happens at 2-star diamond? They're making some nice cash. They open up a second business center, right? You have a diamond on each side. If one falls out, you're still there. It's diamond, right? The 2-star bonus, which is around $1,000, give or take. Okay. People that have crappy jobs are thinking about, okay, maybe I can go full time. That's where you want to be. When you get somebody brand new into this business, 2-star diamond is what you talk about, not diamond. 2-star. There's no diamond conversation in my thing anymore. It's 2-star diamond. Okay? That's where you want to be. They hit 2-star diamond, bam. And even when they hit diamond, they're not done. Oh my God. They're not done. They're gone. Let's go. Who you got next week? Who we talking to tomorrow? Who we talking to tomorrow? Who we talking to tomorrow? That's what you got to be like, man. That's what it is. Those are the people that make it to the top. Okay? Now 2-star diamond. Now they know what to do. They don't need you anymore. Now they're gone. Like my girl Andrea in Texas. Mark, get out of my way. I got this. Boom. She is signing people up left and right. She is all over it. Got her summit ticket. Got a room reserved. Hosted Super Saturday. She's only been in 3 months. Hello? Why is that? Because I concentrate on her and I told her what the goals were. And she's on it every day. So that's what I would suggest for you guys to do. 2-star diamond is the goal. Okay? Don't stop till you get there. Then you can take a little breather and go to 5. Because then when they hit 2, they want 5. They're not happy with that 1,000. They want that other 1,500, whatever it was, 2,500. You know what I mean? Quarterly. Nice. Right?
You know, those are really good points that Mark has brought up, and it just got me thinking a little bit about, luck or timing. You know, people sometimes think that people are lucky because they came in early, or the timing wasn't right, or the timing is right. And this refers to yourself. But how about you twist it and put it on somebody else? When you're prospecting somebody, is it their luck or is it timing? Because 3 years ago, I remember talking to somebody, he wasn't ready, and then now he signed up because it was timing. You don't know what's going to happen with their job, security, whatever is obstacles that are happening in their lives. So when you're talking about timing, that is the most important thing. So when you're making these phone calls, you don't know where that person is, and that's why you got to say, hey, have you ever thought about being a part of a home-based business? That is where you can understand where they're at, because we always talk about form, where you're from, occupation, recreation, motivation. When you do that, you can just go right off of that, because when you ask them if you ever had a home-based business, then you can start breaking it down, because then you start looking at their past experience. Are they going to be a good person? Are they going to be a good fit? Remember, it's your business. If you don't want to work with that person, you don't have to. So if they're rude and obnoxious or whatever, you can always say, you know what, you just are not going to fit. And we've done that. I mean, we've done that with people because they're just slimy. So you choose who you want to work with. So when Mark talks about a lot of things that he's referring to when it comes to, different companies and how people are out there, we've given that statistic. If you went to Eric Worre's event, there's millions upon millions upon millions of people that are in network marketing. There's billions that are being paid out. Companies go down all the time. There's 1,500 companies a year that come up. And people are like, hey, you want to try this new network marketing company? This is the greatest thing in the world. And you have to hear about it. And then you know what? You take that number. And you know why? Because that company's going to go down. 95% of companies go down. So you make sure you keep that relationship. So when it goes down and you keep your eye on when that company goes down, then you call that person. If somebody ever got you into a network marketing company, you know their company is going to go down pretty soon. And then what happens is you call them and you bring them in. Because our company is rock solid with, you know, we're going to be like Amway, Herbalife in the next 50 years. And we're going to continue to grow. Why not plant your feet and grow this thing exponentially or at a slow pace? It doesn't matter as long as you get there. Mark talked about how many people always being in phase one. I always tell this story. I signed up 52 people in my first 3 months. 52 people. And I gave away I don't know how many people. So phase one, it doesn't mean you have to do it all like that. What it means is if you want to, like if you're a diamond, I told Gary this. I said, if you want to be successful, you got to have 25 on your left and 25 on your right. Personal. Remember I told you that? And the reason why, because people fall off and they leave. But out of that 25, you're going to find 2 people in there that are going to blow this thing up. All you need is 2 people and you're rich. 2 on your left and 2 on your right. That's 4. You do that because what's going to happen is it's going to lead you to somebody. You know, Mark's like 6 generations away from us because somebody introduced Sue into Sue, Sue into Alan, Sue into whoever, and then it went to Mark. So your organization, I couldn't stop this if I tried because there's just too many people involved. Is that movement that Carl Diker talks about? Once you have that momentum going, it's not going to stop. And that's why you don't know the timing of somebody in the situation that they're in. You know, so somebody could have said, had an aha moment. Hey, you know what? I got to do something because my job is going to go away, or I got to do something because my kids are going to college, or you know, whatever the case may be. People need money, and that's why it's so important for you to talk to everybody. And you know what? You're going to get turned down. Oh well, you just got to move forward and continue to move forward.
A couple of things about disconnect I wanted to bring up too. When you guys come in and you start building to diamond, and you hit diamond, and you're talking or run out of your warm market, here's where I think a big problem is too, guys. You're not connecting with your personally sponsored coaches to go after their warm market. You feel like you got to do it all because you got that momentum going, you're feeling good, you hit diamond or whatever, and you feel like you have to still do it all. And then you start running out of people. Anybody like warm market, they run out of people, right? Well, what you have to connect with is your personally sponsored. Think about it. You have all like 50 of your warm market, let's just say. But now you have Eric comes in. And you kind of exhausted your warm market. Let's go after Eric's warm market. There's 50 brand new people that you could talk to. And I think people forget that disconnect. If you connect with that, then it doesn't become a job. It becomes network marketing. Because it is network marketing. We're networking in your marketing. You're networking. That's all we do. We network anyway. So let's go after your 50 people. Then when you're done, let's go after Samantha's 50 people, right? So then it's not all on you. Does that make sense, guys? Start going after your personals. How many people have called their personal sponsors lately and said, have we exhausted your warm market yet? Right? Come on, guys. So the thing is, go after, that's how you build an organization. Because now you got your warm market tap, you got his tap, you got his and hers, right? And now all of a sudden, boom, done. You know what I'm saying? Now you're growing, okay? Second of all is Success Club base. You guys know what that is? I want you guys to listen to this. You need to know what your Success Club base is. Meaning, how many personals hit Success Club that you signed up this year and last year, okay? I found out mine and it was low, so I have work to do, okay? So even though I'm doing the deal, I got a lot of my people that aren't doing the deal still, okay? So I go after these people that want it badly, and we work on them to hit Success Club every week. We got to start somewhere, so I know where I have to start, okay? So you guys got to call Coach Relations, ask them what your Success Club base is. Here's the thing. If you want your organization to grow, at the end of the day, no matter if it's the MDC dot, if it's Coach Basics, if it's belly to belly, if it's three-way call, if it's home parties, if it's meetings, Zoom calls, whatever. At the end of the day, you have to work on 3 to 5 of your personally sponsored coaches that you signed up this year and last year and make sure they hit Success Club. That's your work in this business. At the end of the day, okay? This is what they're teaching 15 Star Diamonds. This is what they're doing, okay? So if you're doing 3 to 5 in the next 6, 7, 8 months, you're flirting with elite, just so you know. That's all you got to do. Quit looking at the mountain so high. It's these little things that we do. These are my 3 personally sponsored. I just signed them up this year and last year. I'm working with them every day and making sure they hit Success Club. That's where my productive work is being done every day, guys. I'm hitting those people and making sure at the end of the month, they hit Success Club. If you're hitting 10 people every month, you're elite and making some crazy cash. Yes?
Mark, what specifically are you doing to work with them to make them hit success?
Well, first of all, I'm communicating with them. I'm finding out what their struggles are. We're getting that out of the way. I'm putting them on a Coach Basics team, okay? So that they have to report to me every week of how many people they actually talk to, okay? Number 2, I'm doing a Zoom call on Wednesday nights for my team, and I'm also doing an opportunity call. So they're connected. It's being engaged, number 1. So to answer the question, I'm engaging my personals. Engaging, okay? So instead of looking at the top of the mountain, look at the few little people that are right at the tip of your nose that want it. Now, if they don't want it, they just want to be discount coaches and they just want to stay in great shape and take the shake and work out, that's cool. Let me know when you need something. But in the meantime, I'm working with Lenny, okay? Lenny wants to hit Success Club every week or every month. So I'm working with Lenny. What do we got going on today? What are we doing today? Who are we talking to today? What's going on? That's the thing, guys. The Success Club base. You need 3 to 5 every month. 3 to 5 of your personals hitting it every single month. Do not deviate from that. Your business will skyrocket. Your checks will go through the roof. You will start feeling so good about this business, it ain't even funny. You will feel like Sue Pete Pena all day long.
Awesome. Hey, here's another way. If you want to prospect also, and I know sometimes like today, we were coming over here and there was a car going right by me. It had the Terra in the back, right? It had her telephone number. I was going to call her and I was going to just ask her some questions. I was going to say, hey, how are you doing? You making money? And if they said they're not making money, chances are that that's going to open up the door. Not like, hey, my company is better than your company. No. Ask them personally, how are they doing? Because, again, remember we talked about 95% of people in other network marketing companies are not making money. They're entrepreneurs. They want success. If you can show them how they can get customers by hitting Success Club, they're gonna say, wow, I can do that. I can sign up 3 people. And then they start getting these customers. The average person in network marketing signs up 2.5 people. That's it. That's the average. That's why they don't make any money. And the reason why is whoever signed them up, they probably signed up with their aunt, uncle, cousin, whoever that doesn't know how to do the business either, because they haven't been trained. So that leads me to another question. Or not a question, but an observation. Las Vegas has 2.5 or 3 million people. I know for a fact there's about 200 Beachbody coaches in Las Vegas. Think about it. What are we doing? So people say it's saturated. Really? 200 people? And the reason why I say 200 is because when we have a Super Saturday, we had 250 people there. That was it. I mean, there's other people there in Beachbody that are making money and not doing anything. They're just sitting back. But think about it. Are we going to let some other team come in here, get a base, start blowing it up, and then we're going to be like, man, how come you didn't talk to that person? That person might have talked to the person that you didn't know. And that's the key. That's the key to network marketing is opening your mouth whenever you're out there doing something, dinner, watching a movie, in line getting popcorn, whatever. When you are out there, try to talk to people, and sometimes they won't come up. And if you're scared, you know what? How hungry are you? Because if you're not hungry enough and you're not sick and tired of being broke and you're not sick and tired of your job, then you know what? You're always going to be in that position. All I know is I was sick and tired of, I hated my job. Literally, I would get sick right before school started in August. And so I would get sick because I knew I had to transform myself to be the meanest, baddest assistant principal because I was in charge of discipline and I was in inner city schools. So I knew that for the next 9 months I was going to be stressed, and I had to be focused. And then summer would come about, I would be happy, and then all of a sudden August I would get sick 3 days before I go to work. So I knew either I had to figure out something, or I thought I was going to have a heart attack, because that's and there's plenty of people out there that are in that position. Your job is to find them. And when you start asking them that question, and you were talking about having a home-based business, because if you're sick and tired of your job, I got a better way. Network marketing. And then when they hear the word network marketing, you're going to be able to determine their background on it. And then you can answer those questions. They say, oh man, I tried that. That doesn't work. Well, you know what? Let me show you why. Did your company do this? Did your company do that? Well, they didn't. No. Well, you know what? That's why we have something in our hands that is life-changing, generational changing, that I know for a fact that it's mind-boggling, because we were I forgot where we were yesterday, and because I was talking about, well, because last weekend, teachers were off, kids were off, and we went out to eat. All these kids are there on a Monday, and I'm like, wow, why are these kids here? And then we started talking because they were off from school. So those 2 days would have been like a great day for us, because those were going to be our off days, right? And I said, you know what? I remember all these people laughed at me. They laughed at me, my assistant principals, and they were like, "You're crazy. You're dumb. Whatever." And I'm saying, you know what? I make more in 1 month than I made in a whole year as an assistant principal. And that is life-changing, generational changing. Now, I want to help other people do the same thing. So when people say, well, that doesn't sound right, well, it is right, because in network marketing, you want people to make more money than you. Why? Because you solidify your income for the rest of your life. And if you're not in that mentality of if you're in abundance rather than scarcity, then you know that you're going to grow. If you're always in scarcity and you're always trying to get over, you're trying to do stuff, it's not going to happen. People can see through that. So when I told Mark, and I said, when I kicked him out the door, it wasn't that I don't love Mark. It's just that I saw him struggling, not to the point where he was still doing it, but I wanted him to get better. And over the past month, he's completely changed his outlook, his leadership, his team, and now it's just time for him to start moving his leaders, to start kicking them out the door and start getting them to close people and do the same thing. And not just Mark. There's a bunch of people like that in our organization. And then sometimes people say, well, Peter, you're not doing it anymore. Well, you know what? I'm trying to be, the hardest part is getting there. It's even harder to maintain. And the reason why is because you have to, there's so much drama that goes on. There's so many things that happen. Other companies come in, people are like, I can do it over here, or I can do. So you have to always be engaged. Every single day I'm working my business. I'm on a call, I'm talking to somebody, or reaching out to somebody. Because this business, if you don't reach out to people, like Mark said, your personals, or even not even their personals, then you're going to lose out. So I know we covered a lot of information here. I know we brought up some really good points. But like I said, 6% that people are not calling, that's 3,119 leads. 8,742 are warm. You're talking, that right there can grow a huge organization. Think about that. 25% of 50,000. If The more people you have that are closing people that are asking for the money, and again, what are you asking them to do? To get in the best shape of their life, or get healthy and fit, or make money. You determine who you bring in by that very first question. I'm gonna tell you right now, all I talked about when I did this was business, business, business. Make money, make money, make money. And for some people, it doesn't work for. Some people want to focus on the fitness. That's okay. But do you want business builders, or do you want people who are just going to have product users? I want a combination of both. It's not, you don't have to just pick whoever you want. But again, when you ask that question, that leads you to your answer. So with that, I want to thank everybody for giving up your Saturday, and we will see you in a month from now. I know my boys this weekend will break the ice, guys. All right, we'll see you guys.